You don't need a bigger following. What you need is to pay attention and nurture the one you may be ignoring, the one that you own.
Pour a cup of clarity, sip a spark of insight. Coffee with Karma, your morning feels just right.
This video is not about growing a bigger audience, although that can happen. That's not the important message of this video. What we're going to be talking about today is noticing the one that you already have and waking it up. Just like in the movie Abira, Horror of the Deep, Godzilla is asleep and you need to wake him up. Today, I'm sharing 3 steps to build your own way out of algorithm dependence. Because with all these social media sites constantly changing how your content surfaces, you need to get people off that platform and onto what my mentor, Molly Mahoney, calls the party bus, your email list. Hi, my name is Carma Spence, and I'm in the wrong book prevention business. I work with established experts to write the right book and market it the right way and build their authority in the best ways possible so that they get better clients, more clients, better stages, paid stages, better partners, all the good things that help drive business growth. And the book is the main asset. Now, I help with other things as well, but that is the number one asset because writing a book helps you get really clear on what your message is. Believe me, I've written a few. Now, before I begin, take a moment to like this video, comment below, share it with your colleagues, and if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that the YouTube algorithm understands that videos like these are for people like you who want to grow their business with books. So in the film Abira, Horror of the Deep, you've got the heroes, right? Which I'm using the term lightly. Okay. They're trapped on an island with a bunch of native people who are being used as slaves to mine this yellow stuff. And it turns out that the yellow stuff is what keeps Abira at bay. Abira is a giant lobster. And also, just so happens to be on this island, is Godzilla hibernating in a cave. And on another island where the natives were actually from is Mothra, who is, I guess, in a cocoon. She doesn't look like she is. She's asleep and they're trying to wake her up. Wake up, save our people. And she's not really doing much until the very end. Anyway, from that film, as campy and silly and delightfully delicious as it was, I came up with 3 steps that you can use to escape platform dependency. And the first one is number 1, name your island. Spend about 10 minutes listing the platform you'd lose the most reach on tomorrow if it vanished. Would it be LinkedIn? Would it be Instagram? Would it be Facebook? If you were locked out, if it vanished, that is the island you're standing on and can't escape. And you need to figure out a way to escape the island, whether that's Mothra flying you away or Godzilla fighting the giant lobster. You need to find a way to get off that island. And it's not Gilligan's Island. So that's step 1. What is the platform that you are most dependent on that you need to get undependent on? Step number 2, build 1 inch of repellent. Like I said, the people who were coming and going from the island had this yellow repellent that basically kept Abira at bay so that they could come into the island and leave the island. And without that yellow stuff, the lobster would come up and destroy your ship. So, what is your repellent? Add 1 new way for a platform follower to leave the island, and that would be a lead magnet in your bio, a pinned post that points to your list. Give them an incentive for joining you off the island on your email list. Now, you have to be careful with this because if you put it in a post, that post is going to tank. That's why pinning it can be helpful. It can also not be. That's why putting it in your bio is best. Instagram, you can put a link in your bio, no problem. Facebook, there is a place to do that. And of course, LinkedIn and in your banner. Whenever someone comes to your profile on any social media platform, is there an obvious way to join you off the island? That's step number 2. Step number 3, wake up Mothra. Pull up your email list analytics and craft and implement a plan to wake it up. Too many people are not emailing their list often enough, so their list becomes sleeping Mothra. Now, I used to believe that if I emailed my list more than once a month, and then I graduated to more than once a week, they would all leave. So when I was pushed to do an experiment and email 5 days a week, I was surprised to find that not only did my unsubscribe rate drop, but my open rate went up. Now, is that going to hold true for every audience? No. You need to know your audience, but it's worth experimenting. Sometimes emailing your list more, especially if you're doing value. Honestly, I make an offer in my Wednesday newsletter. There's a little page at the bottom where I offer some freebie. And on Thursday, I either offer something paid or offer something free. I make an offer once a week with a tiny thing in the newsletter. But my big dedicated email of an offer is once a week, unless I'm in a launch. Then I obviously will do it a little bit more, but that's only for a couple of weeks. Every other email is some form of value. Now, the cadence that I've come up with that works for me is Monday, I point them to the weekly featured content. That's either a blog post or a Right to Lead article. Right to Lead is one of my 2 newsletters on LinkedIn that focuses on using writing as a form to grow authority and leadership. Tuesday, I usually do something personal. I may tell a client story, I may tell a personal story, but it's some form of story that leads to a valuable lesson. Wednesday is the author's vision newsletter, which I love doing. I share the featured content again. I do a commentary on the week's topic that doesn't show up anywhere else. You only get my commentary in the newsletter. And every week I give either a useful AI tool that I've created, or I do a prompt that you can copy and paste and do something that helps you implement on the week's content. Thursday is my offer day. Friday is something inspirational to help you go into the weekend with something that will move your business forward. So value, 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 offer, value, 5 days a week. That's what works for my list. You are free to borrow that cadence or do something a little bit more appropriate for your audience. But you want it to be, I think they're saying it's like, it's either 80, 20, 60, 40, but basically more value than asking. And as long as the people are on your list want the information that you have to offer, then they're going to stay. And the more often you email them, the more top of mind they will be. That's waking up Mothra. So there you go. 3 steps to stop being dependent on the social media machine and start nurturing your list. The people who have literally raised their hand and said, yes, I want your stuff. Name your island. What are you most dependent on? Build a repellent so that you can get off that island and then wake up Mothra. Those are your 3 steps. That's what I've got for you today. In my next video, I will be using the Matt Helm film Murderer's Row as my lens. Matt Helm was one of the spoofy spies of the 60s, played by Dean Martin. Yeah, and he sings a lot in the films too. But Murderer's Row is one of the funnier ones, and I will be using it to help you learn about platform risk and how to avoid it. So until then, this is Carma Spence saying, ciao for now.
Bloopers!
I can never quite get the light not to obscure the logo on my mug. Oh well. Anyway. Today, I'm also in a good mood because today I'm using as my lens a Godzilla film. Now, it is not the best of Godzilla films. It's called Ibira, Horror of the Deep, in which Godzilla fights a giant lobster. Oh my goodness! And you don't even get to see the giant lobster until like feels like halfway through the movie. And then there's all these mysteries. Why is the are the evil looking people putting yellow stuff in the ocean? Well, it turns out that's what keeps a bureau away so they can come and go as they please. And then there's this whole island of people trying to wake up Mothra because she's asleep and she doesn't show up until the very end of the movie. And Godzilla is hibernating in a cave. So it's like so you just get to watch these people going around doing silly things. It's like, you know, when I watch a Godzilla movie, I watch it for Godzilla. In fact, the only movie I've ever watched where the story actually was really good was Godzilla, what was it, Minus One? I think it was called Minus One. Really good movie. I mean, really, just like a movie, everything about it was really good. Highly recommend it. Anyway, let's go. We're going to go to Abira, Horror of the Deep, which came out the year I was born, 1966.